Hey there everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It is Daki, and today we're going to play a little bit of the Mage. So I've been going through all of my characters and classes and leveling them, because, you know, I want to get them all to 120. So today I'm going to play the Mage. Now, normally I level a Frost Mage, or sometimes a Fire Mage, but today I'm going to do the Arcane Mage. I'm probably playing some talents that aren't standard for, say, dungeon or raid work. Don't get too stressed out. It's because I like playing with some of the talents. So I'll run through the talents in a second, but right now we're just going to clear out some of the loyalists. Use some arcane missiles. It works really well. I'm just going to go up here and I don't need to kill her, but looks like she's coming my way anyway. Just pop some of the cooldowns. So I'm using mirror images. I heard mirror images is probably not the best to take, but hey, it does a lot of damage, so easy done. So the Arcane Mage is still a pretty simple spec. You know, you've still got your Arcane Blast, your Arcane Barrage, your Arcane Missiles as your three main abilities, with all the tacked on abilities afterwards. So I'll explain the talents in a second once I get out of this little area here. But it plays really well. I'm actually liking how the Arcane Mage plays. Especially for leveling. I didn't think that the Arcane Mage would be this smooth for leveling.
Get in line.
I thought it would be more clunky game style play, but no, it's really smooth. It's really good for leveling. So if anyone's looking at leveling a mage and they're not sure Fire, Frost or Arcane, trust me, Arcane's fine. Now I need to eat in a second here, but there we go. Let's just get some food back. Alright, so let's run through the talents, what I'm using. So I'm using the Arcane Familiar just because I think it's a cool talent. You know, Rule of Threes, apparently, from what I've heard from a few friends, is probably the best go-to, you know, when raiding and such, but hey, I've got to play around with these talents. I'm using Slipstream because I do like to move around when I'm using Arcane Missiles. Mirror Images, now, Rune of Power or Encounter's Flow is still one, I think Encounter's Flow is still one of the better ones. Don't quote me on that. I haven't gone through, you know, your Icy Veins. I haven't really read up to see which one is the, you know, the elitist talents to use. But Mirror Images, I love using Mirror Images. I love having those Mirror Images around. Resonance, because, you know, it does extra damage. Now, Charged Up is probably the best one for Mythic Pluses and or raiding. I should have waited to use that. But anyway. And as I go down, Chrono Shift, because, you know, having an extra slow on your enemies is not a bad thing. Nether Tempest. Now, this is another one a lot of people said don't take Nether Tempest. I like Nether Tempest because of the ability, because of what it is. It has a great visual. It doesn't do as much damage as I would have liked. However, in saying that, the Arcane Mage really uses Arcane Explosion for their AoE. Not Nether Tempest. Nether Tempest is really to back up a bit of AoE and do some splash damage. It's not designed to be your AoE. Remember, your AoE, your biggest hitting AoE is your Arcane Explosion. Pardon me, I got a bit of a cold today, so so going down, yeah, Nether Tempest, and obviously Time Anomaly is another one I'm using. Overpowered would be obviously the go-to if you're using it for raiding, and possibly Mythic Pluses and such, but I just love playing around with the talents and seeing what is what. So we need to go back over here, and what else do we need to do? One more anchor, which is over this way.
I'll rake ye from stem to stern.
And we'll just use some Arcane Missiles into an Arcane Barrage. So the Arcane Familiar increases your mana by 10%, and it does a little bit of damage, but it's not significant. So the Arcane Assault here on my damage meter that is the Arcane Familiar's damage, and it really does not a lot. It does about 3% for that, just that small fight there. However, in saying that, now the Tempest only did about 3% of my fight total damage. So, it's not a lot, but it's a little bit of damage that's just going to continue just going around. But that 10% increased mana is what I'm really using it for. As your mana gets higher, 10% becomes larger and larger, obviously. So the more you get better gear and your mana pool gets increased, that is where your Arcane Familiar may come in play better. This plays really good. Like, it is a turret class, like a lot of people have said over the years. It really is stand still and fire off as many arcane blasts as you can. And then just use your tacked on abilities, obviously. Like your Nether Tempest, your Arcane Missiles, all that sort of stuff. So we just need to go over this way. Oops.
None can stop the endless tide.
But it's fun. It's fun. I, like I said before, always play, say, Frost or a bit of Fire here and there. But,
Our master beneath the tides will guide us all to victory.
I don't mind this. I really don't. It's, I gotta be honest, it's not as bad as I thought. You take a bit of damage, but that's like, you take a lot of damage as a mage, no matter what class of spec you're playing, right? So yeah, Arcane Missiles does a fair bit of damage. Arcane Barrage to finish him off. Or when you're running low on mana, I guess. But you've got the 2 evocations, but that's because I'm using the legendary, right? This one? Yeah. So once I get rid of that legendary mark... Oh no, but these aren't in play, are they? Oh, level 115 or below. Okay, so... Yeah, so I'm currently got 2 evocations. Need to get down here. Hi everyone.
I'll rake you from stem to stern.
So your mage, your mirror images, from what I can gather, they still get affected by your time warp and all sorts of other abilities. I just think they're a cool ability to use. They also taunt by the looks of it still, so that's also awesome if you're in a little bit of trouble.
You'll regret crossing me.
But this is not bad at all. I am, even though it's a fairly simple spec as such, just with the amount of abilities, but you can also argue that there are a few other classes and specs in the game that are just as equally as easy. I'm not going to go into those, but there are.
I've always dreamed of adventure.
We're in this together. Name's Sam. Sam Williams. Tides bless Glad to have someone with a weapon when on you our are ready for a change. Release the souls within.
Release the souls.
Hear our call, fallen. Your wicked deeds are forgiven this day. Return to the storm and know peace. Flow through the shrine, so we might share your strength. The depths spoke of your coming. It is done.
Alrighty. So we're just going to rush through these quests just to level this character, because we've all done this.
We need to get you ready to fight. And
times were simpler once. Every hand helps. We will reclaim what's ours.
Okay. Up this way by the looks of it. So guys, as always, let me know in the comment section down below, do you like the mage? And what spec do you predominantly play? You know, give me an answer to those questions there down in the comment section down below. Let me know what you like about the mage. Oh, that cannon is firing on me. Dead. Actually, we should also queue for a dungeon. See if we can get into a dungeon. 27-minute wait. I might be able to add the dungeon to this video as well, and see what the Arcane mages are really like in a dungeon setting. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Arcane explosions. Oh, there's a rare up there. Let's go fight the rare. What do we got? Gale Storm. Okay. Pop a few cooldowns here. Where is my... Aha. Oops, I really didn't mean to hit that. Okay, so... completely wasted the time warp then. Did not need that at all. Let's get rid of that. And save to Arcane. Okay, well, we didn't need the hero. Let's just blow up a doe. Yeah. It does a lot of damage, not gonna lie. Let's get the weapons. Huh, jump down. Bang. It's a lot of burst damage, like, incredible amounts of burst damage. The frost does a lot of damage as well, and from what I can gather, I haven't played fire yet. Fire does a lot of damage as well, but god damn, Arcane just... Ready? 1, 2, 2-hit combo, bam, dead. You just rip through all of these enemies. I love Arcane Missiles. Like, it has to be one of the better spells I love in the game. Amongst a few of them, Arcane Missiles is just tops. I love it. It's just like... It's just... I don't know. There's something about it I love. If I could just have Arcane Missiles going at any point in time, I'd love it. Look at that. Stand no hope, dude. Oh man, I'm just decimating. It just rips through these enemies like nothing. I think I might be actually liking Arcane a little bit more than Frost right now. This is surprising. I didn't think I would. Like, Frost is cool, and I love Frost, don't get me wrong. But this is just satisfying to level with. Just incredible. Man, that guy's got 2 massive hammers. Still got 57% mana, that's not bad. It works. It works. So we need to go get some more weapons by the looks of it. Watch out for the bombs, the munitions that are sitting there. Oh, there's a guy up there, might help him out. There we go. So one thing I have been sort of, I guess, wanting for a very long time, and I know it won't happen, but have an animation, like a spell cast, like an animation on Arcane Blast. Let's just see something travel to the enemy. Like, I know it explodes on the enemy and everything with that little rune. I understand that, but... I don't know. I just really would like an animation to go to to fly to the enemy. That's just my opinion on it. It will never happen, trust me. But I reckon it'd be cool. Alright, so we got all the weapons. Need to go down this way.
I am blind.
Gaze upon the shadow of your demise.
Hey, buddy. Stop that. There you go.
In the day.
Alright, let's return to Brother Pike, I think it is. Return to Brother Pike. Sorry, dude. So yeah, I'm actually having a fair bit of fun with this mage. I mean, it's as an arcane mage, it's good. It's really good. Am I having more fun than, say, the rogue that we played last time? No, I don't think I'm having... I think the rogue is still more fun to play than the mage, but
Finally, some action.
everyone's going to have their own opinion. I get it, I get it.
I am listening. Look always to the sea.
Alright.
Feel Reed's power calling out like a beacon. Quickly.
Let's go. So maybe I might transfer across to Frost. Actually, you know what? Let's just transfer across to Frost. I'm having fun with the Arcane, but let's try out a little bit of Frost leveling. I have been leveling as Frost in previous expansions, and I played a little bit of Frost before. So we're going to use Lonely Winter, which I'm upset about. Trust me, guys, I do not like Lonely Winter. Actually, let's do it. Bone Chilling, or Frost Nova. Ooh. Let's do Bone Chilling. Just has another passive. Shimmer, Mirror Images, Frozen Touch, Chain Reaction, or Ebon Bolt. Let's do Frozen Touch. Yep. Frigid Winds. Splitting Ice is always a good one. And Ray of Frost, because I love Ray of Frost. Now, that also means we get our Water Elemental back. Yay. So, the reason why I'm upset about Lonely Winter and why it's there, and also why the mastery have changed for the Frost mages out there, is it's basically telling you don't use your Water Elemental. And I say that, and I'm going to get called out on it because I haven't done a lot of research on it. This is my feeling about it, guys. Lonely Winter replaces your Water Elemental and increases the damage of a lot of abilities by 25%, and your mastery, if you read through your mastery, which I'm not going to do, it has basically... It increases the damage of your icicles, which is really cool, but it also increases the damage of all your other abilities as well. So what this really says to me is that they're not too stressed about your Water Elemental, and I thought that, you know, your Water Elemental is part of your Frost spec. You should basically have your Water Elemental as a Frost. It's just a thing. So why add abilities and tools to get rid of it? But anyway, that's my opinion on it. Let's get in with playing this. So Frost Mage is pretty much the same as where it was off in Legion. You got your Ray of Frost, you got your basic abilities, you got your Ice Lance, and Flurry now increases the amount of icicles you store as well, which I think that's a really cool idea. I love icicles, I really do. Watching those little icicles like shoot off to the target, that is awesome. And icicles does a lot of damage at the moment, which is awesome. So I'm going to have to do this again because... Oh no, I'm not. Okay, we got credit for it. That's okay. So let's go back over this way and hand that in. So yeah, as I was saying, guys, I love the Frost Mage. I love the Arcane Mage. Do I prefer one over the other? No, I think Frost is where I have played the majority of my time on the mages. Arcane seems to be doing really well. So I cannot complain one bit. Let's take that one. And equip that.
There is a bridge nearby that has clear sight of the Shrine of the Storm. The omen comes from there. Long has my order listened to the sea to guide our ships and our people. Gentle whispers, imperceptible to most.
So yeah,
over time, the whispers changed.
I don't know really what else to say about the mages. They didn't change significantly, honestly. They changed a little bit,
We
but
attempted to guard ourselves against them, to resist them, but I fear we may have failed.
nothing major. Oh. You know, it would help if my water elemental wasn't on passive either. That was a silly mistake of me. Sorry, guys. Just gonna skip this. We know about those cutscenes.
Those things are Kathir. They come from the darkest reaches beneath the tides. Most think them mere legend. Stories used to warn of the danger of peering too deep with our magic. If they walk among us, the fleet is in grave danger. We stand with you for the storm's wake.
Okay, can I hand in my quest now? Thank you.
Have need of me? Fear not. Tide sages have long guided lost souls at sea.
Let's
Not
go.
like this.
Sam, no!
Let him go, Talia.
There we go. So Ray of Frost into an Ice Lance. Flurry. Flurry hits a lot. Now remember, you got that ability to use your Ice Lance right after Flurry. I'll call it out in a second. It is... yeah, Winter's Chill, that's it. So if you hit your Ice Lance right after Flurry, you'll gain a crit strike as if the target was frozen. That is always cool. Oh, hello there. Call down a blizzard. Yeah, okay, so Frost does a lot of damage as well. Just gonna say. So Frost does a bit of damage. It takes a couple more ability, like a couple more clicks than the Arcane Mage by the looks of it, but it works. It does the job. Okay, we got a buff. Damage increased, leeched increased, maximum health reduced. Only works in Stormsong Valley. Okay. And we got our freeze with our water elemental still being a thing. A water elemental doesn't do a significant amount of damage on small packs like that by the looks of it. But Ray of Frost, talking about abilities and animations of spells that I most love. Ray of Frost in Legion was one of my favorite spells to use. I was using Ray of Frost all the time and doing massive single target burst damage, especially when you pair it up with, say, your Heroism, a couple of cooldowns and abilities. Ray of Frost did a butt ton of damage. The thing with Ray of Frost, though, is it didn't do a significant amount of damage over entirety of, like, a raid fight, as an example. Did a bit, but it wasn't massive. So, but I loved using it. I really did love using it, so... let's build up some icicles, get some procs happening. Alright, we will get their attention. Now, Splitting Ice, as always, which is another cool ability, it also makes your icicles hit multiple targets with a second target. And that's probably why icicles is doing a significant amount of damage right now. But icicles is cool. Frost Mage overall is just a cool spec to play. What are you doing to the ship, sir? So, if I was to compare Arcane Mage versus Frost Mage, what would I like? What would I play more? I don't think I'd play one more than the other. They both work really, really well. I have more of a connection with my Frost Mage than I do the Arcane Mage. That is simply due to just how much I've played the Frost Mage. But they both play extremely well in BFA, guys. Now, Fire Mage is one of those specs I'm not going to show you today, but I'm definitely going to have to sit down and really sort of work it out, because I did not like it in Legion. It felt a little bit over the place for me. I'm one of those people that like a bit more of a standard rotation, but this is just my thoughts and theories on the matter. Everyone else is going to say that they love it. Absolutely fine. If you loved Fire Mage in Legion and in BFA, I respect that. But I'm going to have to sit down and really play with Fire Mage more than what I have so far. So I may not show you Fire Mage today, guys. I am sorry about that. Let's, we need to board the ship for the last one, I do believe. But hey, this is fun. Like I said before, I don't think I'm having as much fun on the mage as I am on the rogue. But really, it's nothing significant, so... I think the last one is up here. No, it's on the other side. Okay. And we're just going to Ray of Frost him, burn him down. So Ray of Frost does look like it still does massive single target damage, which is cool. I love that about Ray of Frost. So we're just going to jump down here and use our beacon. There we go. Let's go and hand this in to Brother Pike. But yeah, no, Frost Mage is good. Arcane Mage is in a good spot. Fire Mage I'm going to have to work with and see what is what with the Fire Mage. Whether I will sit and play that or not. I'm sure I will. I'm sure I definitely will.
I see the
ancient one.
Oh, I didn't pick up a quest from Talia.
How
Oops.
can I help? Duty calls.
Do these guys count? They do not. Okay, we're going to have to go in there. We're going back in, ladies and gentlemen.
I drink in the infinite void.
There we go. But yeah, Frost is in a good spot. Arcane, surprisingly, is in a really good spot for leveling. I seriously didn't think that Arcane would be that smooth for leveling. So I do apologise for those Arcane mages out there that are rolling their eyes at me right now going, yeah, you know what, Daki? So I do apologise on that. But I like this. This is fun. It's sort of like chill leveling. It's easy. It's pretty simple. I'm not struggling at all with any of the mobs, but that's, you know, it is 110. 110, 111. And you know what I didn't do? There we go. So, granted, it is quite easy at the moment. But I'm not having any issues. Let's see where we're at. There's a couple of mobs down there. Surprise! My water elemental's like, yo, I'm here. Sup? Dude, you're too late. Burn down this sea caller from a distance. It works. It works fine. We need more, and I need to find more. Oh, there's a rare guy. Hi, dude. And because we can. Yeah, he's gonna die real quick. Dead. So I managed to get off a Ray of Frost right at the end there, and you can see that even one cast of Ray of Frost did outweigh the Ice Lance's flurries, the Frost bolts. It almost outweighed the icicles as well. So Ray of Frost does do a lot of damage. However, it is on that 1.3 minute cooldown. So yeah. Let's just do that. We'll go through when we reach max level and redo the artifact traits. Ice Lance deals an additional damage to enemies recently damaged by a frozen orb. No, we'll do that one there. So yeah, we'll go through and we'll work out all the artifact, not the artifact, the, oh yeah, the, what do you call them? Azurite abilities on the gear. We'll work all that out when we get to max level. Not too concerned about that while leveling at the moment. So, one thing with the Frost Mage, guys, if for those who don't play or have not played the Mage at all, is Frost is boring, I will say that, if you don't have any procs or you don't have any of your tacked-on abilities to use. What am I doing running around on top of the ship? Let's just go down in the ship. So, when you're just free casting Frostbolt and there's nothing proccing and you don't have any abilities to use, it is boring, I will admit, but the same can be said for the Arcane Mage when you have nothing but Arcane blast to use. If you're just using Arcane Blast, yeah, it's going to get boring. Because you just got that one ability. When you start getting procs, when you start using your abilities, your tacked on abilities, it becomes fun. That's where it becomes interesting. So yes, I'm not going to lie, like the Arcane Mage and the Frost Mage can get a little bit dull if you're if you're trying to build, basically, or if you're trying to get your icicles, or if you're waiting for your Ice Lance proc, or if you're waiting for Ray of Frost to come off a cooldown. Like, yeah, it can be a little bit dull. I wouldn't say it's it's the worst thing about the spec. No, it's not the worst thing ever. Oh, where are all these mobs? Where's the downstairs? Guys, where's the down... Nope, that's not the downstairs. Did I completely miss... Oh. Yep. Yep, I'm an idiot. Right there. Hi, everyone. Are these guys even the ones I'm meant to be killing? I don't think it is it? No. What am I doing down here, then? Alright, let's just leave. We don't need to be down here. These are not the people I am looking for. These are not the skeletons I am looking for. Need the skeletons, Daki. Just the skeletons. Find the skeletons. You're a skeleton. I'm gonna ray across your ass. There we go. The other thing with Ray of Frost now in Battle for Azeroth, and despite the Legion's one, is that it generates 2 Fingers of Frost procs over its duration. Its cast time, channel time, sorry, is... doesn't actually say. Anyway, long story short is it generates 2 Ice Lances when it is done. 1 halfway through the Ice Lance the Ray of Frost cast, and 1 at the end of the Ray of Frost cast. So it's always good to wait until that ends, so you get the 2 Ice Lances. And we need a couple more. Where is the last guy? Nope. Might have to mount up and find out where they are. There they are. We'll launch a frozen orb at them. Ray of Frost on the first guy. Couple of Ice Lances at the second. Done. So, as I was saying before when we were playing the Arcane Mage, guys, that, you know, once you build those Arcane charges and you're just running around firing off Arcane Blasts, you're decimating, like you're killing things in 1 and 2 shots, 3 shots even. Frost Mage can get that way when you start rolling procs. Like if you get some Ice Lance procs, if you're constantly getting Ice Lances, yeah, Frost can be that way as well. It doesn't seem to be 1 for 1 the same as the Arcane Mage, I will admit. Arcane Mage does seem to be a lot more in favor of just sheer decimation. And there is our dungeon. We shall dungeon, and you know what, we'll Frost dungeon it. Because we're in Frost spec right now. Oh my god, there's things everywhere. Nope, I'm out. So we're going to do Waycrest Manor real quick, and that will be the end of the video. We'll do it in Frost. I said I might do it in Arcane, but let's stay in Frost and see how we go.
Welcome home, daughter. I see you've brought guests.
Don't you dare call me daughter, witch.
I'll keep the...
Insolence! Wait until your father hears of this.
I'll keep the same talents as I'm using now. I don't think I need to change any of them.
Care of my servants.
Give everyone Arcane Intellect.
Come back and face my steel.
Mace.
Ace! Running off seems like a bad idea. We have more of a plan than that. Right?
Heroes, your strength is needed. We must see this evil brought to an end.
We'll investigate the grounds while you dispatch
Yeah, so Frozen Orb does a ton of damage. You're going to be using that a lot. Blizzard, not so much damage. Try and get a proc off up here. So, interesting, Freeze doesn't generate any Fingers of Frost anymore. I don't know how I feel about that. Another thing, not so in favor of the Water Elemental, which I'm still unhappy about. So it really seems like they're taking the focus off of the Water Elemental and placing it more on the Frost Mage. I would really like to see the Frost Mage and the Water Elemental have a lot more of a symbiotic relationship than just you can use it or you don't have to use it, which is where it stands now. Tank, what are you doing? Tank, there's a guy beating on my ass. So I'm doing actually quite good numbers. Frost Orb is just smashing it right now. Splitting Ice is most definitely helping. Because my Ice Lances and Icicles are just obviously decimating, which is good. Ray of Frost does a fair bit of damage. We'll see what Ray of Frost does really on a boss. We might even use Hero, see what Ray of Frost really does. Generate some Icicles. I hear a witch. There she is. Oh boy. Alright, so we're going to go into a Blizzard. Frozen Orb. Where is my Interrupt, by the way? Did I take my Interrupt off? Oh no, there it is. Get my Ice Barrier back up. So the Frost Mage rotation, it flows. It has a real linear path to it. Yes, sure, it's got a little bit of procs here and there that you've got to deal with, but it's quite linear. There's no stressing about, oh, I've got to hit this ability in a certain time. You can actually prolong a few things, which is great. I like it. I love it. Kill the maggots. Why do you do this? Why do tanks insist on doing that? There we go. We got the Frozen Orb off. So Blizzard, I take that back. Blizzard does do a fair bit of damage, but you need to have quite a lot of mobs in it. So now Blizzard also becomes instant cast if you use one of these abilities. Yeah, Freezing Rain. So you can exchange Splitting Ice for Freezing Rain. I guess this is a choice depending on how much mobs you've got. If you have a lot of mobs, then sure. I would say Freezing Rain would still outweigh Splitting Ice. Splitting Ice seems really well for this sort of environment where you've got packs that are coming in. That aren't, 12 mobs at a time. Seems like Splitting Ice is still the way to go. Dude, come here. Generate some Icicles here. And we'll use our Blizzard to reset our... No, don't get stunned. Silence, sorry. Tank! Come on, dude. Ding, we got a level. Just hold them still, man. Just hold them still. I need them in my Blizzard. Alright, so we'll use Hero on this first boss. We don't really have to, but we will. But we will. Come on, dude. Use a Ray of Frost straight off the bat. That way we can get it up again in the fight. Fingers of Frost proc. Man, this guy's going down real quick. Flurry into Ice Lance. Got no procs at the moment. There's your Ice Lance proc. Flurry proc into Ice Lance. Oh, we got 2. Use the Ice Lances up and then into a Flurry Ice Lance. Easy. Easy. Now, Ray of Frost, because that's the one I really wanted to pay attention to, did 12% of damage over the total of the fight. And it was 30 seconds off of coming off cooldown, so that would go down quite a bit if that fight went on longer. So Ray of Frost, great for burst. Not super great if you're wanting to use it consistently. And I say that because it won't have as much damage done as, say, Glacial Spikes, or even the output of Thermal Void for that matter. Get rid of these maggots while reducing the cooldown. There we go. We're going to refresh that. I like how they've ramped up the damage of Frozen Orb. That was really good. Try and generate some icicles here. We're going to keep our icicles for the fight. I'll use that flurry, but that's all we'll use. So we do not have our heroism or our icy veins at the moment, but we've still got our mirror images. Mirror images into a Ray of Frost. Break this guy out. We've got a Frozen Orb up, we may as well use it. This is working really well. So even without Hero and Icy Veins... No, get me out. Get me out. DPS, come on. Wakey, wakey.
Yes, release us.
Nice. So yeah, Ice Lance did the majority of the damage, which is pretty self-explanatory. So the Iminia Frostbolt, that is the mirror images. So you can see the mirror images did almost 15% of our total damage, which I'm happy for because I love mirror images. Alrighty, so we're going to go down and deal with the Coven. Now this is where
My life for the Coven.
Alright, we're going to deal with these guys. Oh my god, tank, really?
My sisters will end you.
Is he going to go straight in? Nope. Alright.
From your flesh.
Well, that was a little bit of an impromptu pull. That's alright. Our Ice Lances are doing magnificent. So the mirror images change target quite okay. No, they don't. Okay. They're gone now.
The more you struggle, the more you bleed. Give me the iris, you fool! Only I can focus its power!
Finish off that sister into Melody. And Ray of Frost to finish it off. Never mind. Didn't get to the Ray of Frost. So you used Ray of Frost once, and it did not a lot of damage. But that was because we did have a little tiny bit of cleave there. The cleave was just due to, so they take less damage, the one that's not empowered. But, a little bit of cleave there. So you can really have Frozen Orb come off of cooldown if there's enough mobs, just as it ends. So you can just chain Frozen Orbs. That's really good. That is really good. Get some icicles out there. Yeah, okay, so that's cool. I'm not going to use the Icy Veins, I'm just going to use my mirror images here. For some extra damage, I'm going to get my Frozen Orb out. And we'll get a Ray of Frost out. Before having to move. Yeah, this works. I like this. So even though... Oh no, that was combined. Never mind. I was going to say something, but then I thought... I knew it was happening. Don't worry. There we go. Finish her off. So overall, this feels really good in a raid environment. Really does. I'll have to play the Arcane in this raid environment to see, the dungeon environment. Sorry guys. In the dungeon environment to see if it works just as well. I'm sure it does. Alright, we got Hero for this boss. We're gonna just pop everything and see what we can do.
Until, at long last, your brother provided.
Oh yeah, here we go. This boss is gonna die real quick. I'm not even gonna bother about the flame. I'm just... Wow.
Set them aflame before the Trust King resurrects.
Ice Lance is
We cannot
smashing
allow
it.
Thorak tool to cross into our world.
Every horror in the manor is making its way to us.
Dead. That was cool. So Ray of Frost did 9% of my damage. Frozen Orb did more damage than the Ray of Frost. My mirror images did 13%. So Ray of Frost probably isn't the best way to go, guys. But it is super cool to use regardless. Let's get out of here. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and watching this video. To be honest, it was a bit of Arcane, bit of Frost. I was planning on just doing just Arcane. However, playing Frost in that dungeon setting was super cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and watching. If you need to keep up to date with what I'm doing, join my Discord. The link will be in the description down below. Join my Twitch whenever I'm live streaming. And obviously, subscribe to this YouTube channel. And that way you can keep up to date with the videos that I'm doing. I've got a lot of games ahead of me that I'm playing. So, I've got to get my act into gear and play all those. But guys, thank you again. And until next time, have a great day.